You're a yummy cheese stuffed pepperoni pizza. You and I are going to be doom scrolling Twitteroonies. First up, I have been requested to share this with you and provide no commentary. PulseChain, The End of Darkness. Mr. Dr. Pega adds, May 7th in the PDI chat. I was there when this dropped. Gotta love it. So you're just going to pay attention. I have added captions to this. You're going to pay attention and then we're going to speak nothing off it. Let's go.
For the believers, he isn't gone. He simply cannot stand beside it. Not yet. Somi was right. You ignored him. He won't be next time. The Maxis circled the wrong flame. The degens are loud, but they don't run the chain. Maria played his part you were not meant to see. He is not the product, he is the proof. This was never for all, only the ones who believed. Only the ones who stayed still long enough to listen. He moves in silence, so must we. We will arrive at stabilization in Q4. The end of darkness on the chain is near. The king is waking from his sleep. The blood has washed away and been cleansed. Are you worthy of the path that lies ahead?
So, this relates to PDI, PulseChain, Ping Pong Prophecy, Nipple Pegs, all of that coming your way and more. You make of that what you will. Let's check out the Twitter timeline. Elon Musk has posted some AI slop from Grok, and it's a black hole, and it morphs into a heart. An actual heart. Okay, and then I'm sure we have messages from some PulseChain community. Mr. Grand Inquisitor, probably nothing. We have comments from everyone out here. If you go down, there's a lot of people also referencing Richard Hart. Also, remember, Richard Hart does have the same lawyers as Elon Musk and Donald Trump. They're called Quinn Emanuel, Quinn, Emanuel. Okay, so I don't know if it's coincidence, if we're just tickling each other's balls. You let me know. Shout out to Mr. Joshy Boo. I don't know what to take of this ominous note. Is it bullish? Am I in danger? Dear Josh, I know where you sleep. Best regards. Fast, Abdul. And then we have Big Brain. That's kind of hot. Yeah. Well, welcome to PulseChain. That's all I'll say. Okay, we got a circumciser. We got a pirate. We got a lawyer. We got Luigi. And we got Mario too. We got a chef. Me. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. One day. Maybe next year. Maybe next century when we finally go up. Just in. Flare overtakes Pump to become a top 50 crypto asset. Is that XRP token airdrop Flare, which ended up being a nothing burger? Maybe here is Flare. I'm not sure if that's it. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Here is Flare. Here's PumpFun. Yeah, so remember with PumpFun as well, the trenches are dying, friends. They're dying. Just, it is what it is, man. Look, it's... friends, when people trade, it's PvP. Player versus player. Yeah? So, you need to play against other people. If the other people stop showing up, who are you going to fight against? The only people remaining are like as skilled as you are. So there's not free money anymore. You want player versus environment. That's when everything starts up, when it's fresh. But now everybody knows PumpFun has 99% loss rate. Everything's just a scam. Everyone's grifting. Nobody actually believes in anything. The number of people in the casino, friends, this happens to everything. Every market, BitMEX, trading, everything, right? You start off with a large group of people. That's crypto. Well, you got a lot of people, large group of people in. We have a lot what we call retailers, a dumb money and emotional money. But then as every month goes on, people lose, right? And so the broom of, there used to be 150,000 daily users on PumpFun. There used to be. Now it's down to, I think, 80 or 70,000. Right? So it went up huge and now it's contracting. So like, you know, maybe in a few months, so they're all hoping they're going to get more, but you probably keep contracting over time. It's not going to hit zero. It's going to hit a baseline, but yeah, look, what's it going to take? It's probably just going to do these lower highs. Unless they could figure out a way to get new people in. The problem is all they've been able to do is find ways to grift and scam people, as in new ways to supply tokens. So they go, oh, you're some random star named Aiden Ross. I know. Let's find a way for you to supply tokens to your audience, which means dump on them and leave. That's totally unsustainable. You're just grifting, okay? Because, look, it only works if retailer makes money. Retail makes money. Your audience makes money. But, you know, that they're not catering for that. You can't cater for that, bro. That's what I told you. The only way everyone makes money is you have long-term believers. You need people to hold long-term. Look, they might find a way to hand over incentives. I don't think so, man. It's just, it is what it is. Good luck with everyone out here. Shout out to Francis Hunt, the market sniper. You and me both. The job market gloom hasn't been this bad since the Great Recession. That's 2008, okay? The media ignored this data for 2 years. Now, all of a sudden, they're running the story like hotcakes. You and me both. Now the coverage arrives. Stagnation plus inflation cubed. Hyper-Stagflation. So, when it comes to what they're talking about, friends, so the economy, we're kind of like grinding our wheels, spinning our wheels. We're waiting for the ignition pump to happen. We're hoping that, you know, crypto tax announcement or something comes off and shoots off the alt season. We really hope that we need business ISM to go up, yeah? So, but what's happening is inflation's quite sticky. They printed a lot of money. Inflation's not going like really, really down. It's quite stubborn because it's running, economy's like still running a bit hot. People refuse to give up, right? And people's losing jobs. So that's why the fear is that, and you can see this by gold, the fear is that when we have a recession, inflation's still going to keep going up. Yeah, but look, I mean, fans, look what they did with Charlie Kirk. You know what I mean? They can pull a lot of buttons to pretty much, you know, get everything to go whatever they want to do. So we'll see how it all plays out. More deep state stuff. Hillary Clinton, speaking at the Clinton Global Initiative, called for a crackdown on what she described as truth and disinformation. She argued that the current information eco is broken, so blaming social media and AI for spreading lies.
Is broken. AI and social media are supercharging lies.
You are an SLUT slurry. Okay? That's what you are. You're an evil reptilian lizard hoe bag, to say the least. She knows it. Okay, friends? The amount of murders this bitch is behind. Children. You saw the emails. Yeah, Pizzagate. Friends, they're literally, their worship, it's Luciferianism, whatever it is, whatever that word is. Friends, they're literally Satanists. They are literally Satanists. They sold their soul to the devil. Right? All the emails leaked from the Podesta emails, they literally were talking about trafficking mini adults, if you know what I mean. You know? A child, a mini adult, they were talking about that in the emails. They had Pizzagate, and then they had all these fake psyops, tropes, Snopes article. Friends, by the way, the website Snopes, where they try to debunk stuff, that's also run by the R Child family. It's literally, friends, it's deep state as well. They buy all the debunker websites and they put them at the front of the Google search. So unfortunately, you're watching me on YouTube. YouTube is obviously owned by Google. Google search, they see spam the front pages. Reuters is owned by the R Child. Snopes is owned by the R Child. They buy them all out, you know? So even if you're independent, let's say you make an independent media thing, you got a price. They come and they eventually just bid you out. They have access to the money printer. That's why crypto's the answer. Let's say there's like 5 brainwashing news media, big ones, and then you come out and you start to get popular. Either, okay, what they usually do is they don't take you out straight away. They come out, they just start upping the bids. They start upping the bids. Like, oh, we'll give you $50,000. You want to take it? Okay. Then they approach you like 2 weeks later. Okay, we'll give you $100,000. Okay. And then 2 weeks later, $200,000. They just keep doubling it. That's what they do. And then $400,000. And then $800,000. Eventually, someone's going to be like given a like $4 million buyout. And they're like, if I just take this, I never have to work a day in my life. And they take it. But you're accepting printed fiat currency, which they got from the money printer. And then you are now silenced because you hand over the keys to the website giving all this truth of information. And then they come in, they put their own cronies. There you go. Wiped out. That's just how it works. That's how it all works. Okay. Jeebus. These kids are all right. They'll die taking Canada for us for sure. Eric Erickson. My 16-year-old tells me the boys in school are now referring to each other as Tylenol-Americans instead of autistic when they do something dumb. Very, very interesting. Remember, friends, it's a red pill super cycle. President Pump has come out and confirmed giving yourself too many jabs is a cause of autism. Yeah, so friends, they've all known this. The government's all known this. It literally, name a conspiracy, all of it's true. There's two big ones we just don't know yet, okay? The anti-round earth, you know, which maybe we're building into that to the very, very end, the grand reveal, right? The UFO ones, we've known that for like 7 years. You know what I mean? Like the UFO, yeah, we say it's the mother lode of ones. We know that, okay? We already know that. But, like, yeah, we've got anti-round earth, and we've got, does Bridget Macaron actually have a willy? Or was she born with a willy? So these are the two ones. We already know Charlie Kirk, assassinated by foreign intel. We already know that. UFOs, definitely real. Constructed reality simulation. Friends, I already showed you twice. The movie Snake Eyes, 1998, starring Nicolas Cage. His character was named Charlie Kirkland. He gets popped in the neck, and it was on September 10th as well. So the movie confirmed it. They told us about this in 1998. Was it channeled? Also kind of weird because the only way people could see the shot is because of something called the all-seeing eye, the snake eye. It's called Snake Eyes. The movie's called Snake Eyes. Does that refer to reptilian overlords or our eyes? Like the movie's called Snake Eyes. That's what, like, you know, snake as in, that kind of like is leaning towards, like, why would you call it Snake Eyes? Why don't you just call it like Friendly Eye? Why you have to use the snake, which is the vertical pupil, to make it look like like Gavin Newscum. Gavin Newscum painted a target on ICE agents hours before attack on Texas facility. Yeah, man. Oh, here we have President Trump, 47 News community. Yeah, man. So it's all heating up. Just give us a freaking pump, please. Dollar ticker bag work. This is from PumpFun.
Scott, Jay-Z.
This is
She's done a lot more than that.
Wanda has one of the greatest resumes in the whole industry. PumpFun are really trying to explore the product market fit. They're trying to just get people in. Use the platform. What's in it for them, dude? You know, what's in it for them? Yeah, I guess that their theory is, well, if people are watching streamers for free, if we give them tokens now, it's more utility. Yeah. Okay, but you don't... Okay, you got to think about it, dude. No, you can't just give people tokens. People have to make money from it. Okay, they have to be into making money. Okay, these tokens, no one's making money except the token creator who is dumping on everyone. All right, you have to find a way for people to make money. Well, guess what, friends? The only way for people to make money is you keep getting people to keep increasing their numbers by how many people are joining the trenches, what they call the pump fund stuff out here. The numbers are dwindling. So how do you solve for it? Well, good luck. Everyone's tied to the business cycle. So we'll see how it all plays out. Here we have Mr. Feary's lying. Changed his logo to a hex logo. It used to be a PDI logo. 1 hex 6 ink. Time to send all to the effing moon. Yeah, we hope so. You know what I mean? It's just we've been waiting too long. No one cares anymore. Bullish, the real-world asset market, excluding stable coins, has surpassed $30 billion. Pretty cool. Remember, friends, stable coins have now hit $291 billion. We're almost at the $300 billion mark. Just to show you how big stable coins are, real-world assets are only 10% of them. That's meant to be, look at these, private credit, corporate bonds, US Treasury debt, commodities, stocks. Stable coins are literally 10 times bigger by size. 10 times bigger, bro. That's how big they are in crypto. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik. Who the poo blockchain, bro? Ethereum, the co-founder of Ethereum, Vitalik. Vitalik is the co-founder, but we know who he is. Okay, he's the founder. Okay, jeez, co-founder. Vitalik has said Fusaka's core features, PeerDAS, enables data availability scaling by letting nodes verify and reconstruct stuff and blobs and technical know-hows. We love yous. Where's our pump? That's what I'm asking. Scotty Boo Milker. Canton Network partners with Chainlink to accelerate institutional blockchain adoption. Cool. So maybe we'll have, instead of 2 people using it, maybe 3 people. And maybe instead of being down 90% on the link ETH ratio for over 5 years now. It's only going to be down 89%. Wow, that'd be great. Here we have 4-hour RSI retweeted by Carle. Carle, when are you going to learn, brother? Oh, it becomes like such a meme on my timeline. You're so close, bro. So close. I saw Carle replying to Unipix. Unipix, the bonk guy. I just want to show you this, friends. Look, Carle is upset, and many people are upset because they haven't made as much money as Unipix. Unipix, a friend of the channel here. Unipix, friends, he bought, I think he has a picture here, yes. He bought ASTER at about 9 cents, and he put 300 grand in. So his portfolio, he's on the trade, he's up $7 million. Okay? So yeah, he's up $7 million at current prices. That's $2.28. And he's just clarifying some stuff out here. And then everyone's like, where did you share it? Where did you share it? Friends, he shares a lot of stuff. Look, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is, okay? And he shares, these are some of his Telegram posts. Some thoughts about ASTER. It's basically hyperliquid on BNB. So I guess they knew about it early. This was in 17 September. He wrote about it. I guess, see, this is what, friends, this is what, you're watching this in real time, okay? People are going to be like, oh, you got in that thing early? Now what they do is they rush to the Telegram. Now there's 10 to 15,000 people in something, and it doesn't work. You know, it doesn't work out for everyone. I mean, like, friends, we've all done this. We find someone, we're like, oh, let me go see and watch and see what happens. 6 months later, you're like, oh, you know, it's not as what you thought. You thought it was more like an 80% win rate, and it's more like a 20% win rate. You know what I mean? And then there's going to be controversy because there'll be a call where, like, they get out, but they don't tell you. And they, like, either took profit early or they got out on the round trip. But then other people who didn't read the next message, they're still holding. Then you have a large cohort of people who are losing. And then they start becoming vocal. And then they start, you know, having entitlement messages where they're saying, hey, man, like, you know, you haven't called anything for us. We've been following you for ages. How you didn't tell us about this other coin that you mentioned. And then the only reason they're talking about that other coin is because everyone's calling that person a loser and a fraud. And then we do the human emotion reaction comes out where, say, the KOL or whoever it's going to be, everybody does this. They say, no, I'm not a loser. I actually won on this coin. See, I still have skill. What they're doing is it's kind of like this human defense mechanism to show you that they're not actually frauds, but then that just enrages people even more. They go, oh, you got a deal for that. You never told us to get into that coin. And then what I've just summarized for you is literally the past 5 years, every 2 to 3 months, everyone goes through this. This literally every 2 to 3 months. Name a KOL, even KOLs listening to this right now, they know exactly what I'm talking about. They cop that all the time, right? Now, do I go through it? No, because I don't make calls. I don't make calls. I say, hey, like stuff, could go to zero, whatever. I don't give a crap. Don't care. And I already told you, the biggest amount of attention on someone is like at their peak, right? So it's too late by then. What does peak mean? It means the coin you like is like really expensive. Like, look at Ansoy. Ansoy called Soylana in 2023. It goes up. Soy hasn't gone anywhere in 2 years. Sol BTC hasn't literally gone anywhere. But he went from like 80,000 followers up to 750,000. So he gained 700,000 people. And then people just be like, you know what? Okay, screw the Sol because it's not moving anywhere. Just start calling shitcoin so I can get in early and dump on the rest of the followers. And yeah. Friends, I don't play that game. I don't want to play that game. Like I tell you, you don't need to play that game. Okay. I have a thesis. I'm long and I'm strong. I'm playing the whole cycle. And everybody else can go suck a fat one. This is just the game. Moon. We're entering a new era where holders will be rewarded. A return to tradition. I hope so, dude. We've been waiting for a long time. Imagine Donald Trump sets Soy Bankman-Fried free to help with World Liberty Finance. This is Romano. He was the guy, friends. He ate a stripper's behind, not her front, her behind, to save the market back in 2018. And yeah, he said this in January 2022. January this year. Crazy. So he's just retweeting himself. Here is Lucky Luke, not to be confused with Unlucky Luke. Mr. Lucky Luke, he's sharing that the CDI, what's CDI, friends? Be careful with these. Don't touch this stuff. Just be careful, okay? CDI is the compound die. So when you put money into compound, it gives you a compound version of the token that earns yield as a claimable share. So we have it on PulseChain, right? There's PulseChain's Compound, PulseChain's Maker, PulseChain's Aave. They have their own little denominator coins. The CDI, I think, is the reserves or the debt. I don't know exactly how it's all going to work out. Apparently, there's going to be some buy and burn thing later on. I guess we'll see. Whatever. Shout out to the Cabal King. Richard Hart, never before seen marketing that's going to rip faces off. The marketing.
Crypto, and it's turned into my favorite crypto. So yeah, number one, blockchain CD, the first one. Hey, I'm an island boy. Big shout out to Hex.com, man.
This is where we paid the Island Boys for a big shout out. So he's just obviously making a joke about how still nothing's happening. Yeah, man. PMI is 48.7. We need it above 52. We're still waiting. It's been literally 34 months from the business cycle, which we've gone through forever and ever. I'm going to keep waiting. If you'd like to sell, click sell and leave. Chainlink is undeniably sick, humming along in the shadows like a ninja butler, always working, rarely noticed. Bullish vibes. Yeah, heard it all before, bro. We're done with this. Just pump the bags, dude. We don't give a shit anymore. Mert, worth $100 million net worth from Soylana. Crypto likely saved my life. I used to be scared of flying until I realized that driving is more dangerous because there's more drivers than pilots. And based on simple maths, its probability of coming across a driver who's a Cardano holder is much higher than a pilot. So he's having a dig at Cardanzo because Cardanzo, I guess if we go check out CoinGecko, Cardanzo is still rank 11 with $29 billion valuation. And a lot of people say, hey, man, how are you worth that much? But, you know, you don't have the users and you're doing everything. Because it's, friends, it's memes, cults, religions. Yes, that's what it comes down to. Having a buy and burn is not a cheat code to go up only. If it was, every single company that bought back its own stocks like a buy and burn, it would have infinite share price, but they don't. Go look up IBM. And friends, when this is all done and we actually peak, you know, everyone, they're going to be watching all my videos when it's too late. I literally made videos for you last year. IBM have bought back more market cap than they're actually worth in their past 30 years. They have bought back something like $120 billion of their own stock, and their market cap was only $110 billion last year. What? Yes. They use their profits. They actually buy back their own more than their market cap. How is that possible? Because people just keep selling into it. It's not infinite cheat code. You need people to believe. Right? And then on the contrary, Cardanzo has no buy and burn, right? It's just, you know, it's just people who believe in it. Okay? You need people to hold, friends. That's it. Like store of value. You need people to literally, it's a digital nation. You need people to commit and just not go away. You know, but then, you know, they need something to believe in, right? Well, there you go. Trans rage. Breaking. Senate Republicans are pushing the passage of a new law to ban chemical and surgical procedures used in trans operations on children. Good work. Good work. Long time coming. If they really want to, they'll just undo it, dude. We don't trust any of this stuff, dude. I don't trust a single one of them. Here we have Saint Pump. Update. The coins are doing good. This is BNB, ASTER, and XPO. They're up here. Wonderful news to see everything pumping. BNB is obviously leading the charge right now. You know, another unicorn pump. Like, here it is. Here we have Murad. The next 6 months will be the most bullish of our lives. Here is Liberty Swap replying, welcome to PulseChain. Here you'll find plenty of fun meme coins and everything and low cap stuff. And yeah, that's great. You know, Donald Trump, this is the golden age of America. We're rapidly reversing economic calamity we inherited. Yeah, man. Yeah. Just pump their bags, bro. We didn't give a shit, okay? Jim Cramer, you knew you couldn't get through this month without some downward move like this. Okay, so Jim Cramer, well. That's what it comes down to. Raoul Pal, I watched his stream, friends. It's
okay, so this is why we
literally everything we've been talking about, friends. It's all the business
people
cycle.
On Twitter who are trading and not investing, and they won't make the money. Honestly, it sounds like they do. They show their wallets. I made 100x in this trade. Most of those people don't make any fucking money whatsoever. In fact, they just try and sell a newsletter.
Yeah, so he's obviously making a joke there. Yeah, it's always been about believers, friends. Long-term, biggest cyclical play. That's what it comes down to. But no one believes until the things actually start moving off. The problem is you don't know when they start moving off. If they did, you would never need to trade. You'd be like, okay, I'm just going to sit on the sidelines, buy as everything moves up. This is the real move. And then just sell at the top. It doesn't work like that. That's why these things are non-linear. To believe a cycle, like, subscribe, catch you the next one.